Welcome back to Sleeping Cemeteries. Today I'm at Old Center Cemetery, also known as Center Cemetery, in Richland County, Ohio. Cool little cemetery, nice neat rows. It's got some really interesting stuff. So let's go take a look. My first pan is going to be here right beside the tree that was behind me in the intro. I'm going to move the camera from left to right, front of the cemetery to the back. Small, but really cool. All right, here we go. Check this out. Fields all around us. To the tree and the road here. So what I'm going to do is start all the way down here, work my way back to this tree, and go backwards. All right, the first stone here in the first row is this one. Belongs to Sarah Carr. Check out the growth on here. That's really cool. Let's double check to see if maybe David's on here as well. It says parents, so I guess, let's see. Yeah, on the back here it does say David Carr. Really cool. I like how worn it is. I'm going to move over to our right here. Moving right, we got George Carr. George F. Carr. It looks like this might be another Mary here on this stone. It had been broken off at one point. Been repaired. Got a little gap here. But we have a I'm not sure what that says. G-A Rosa M. Followed by this stone here. I believe it's a William. And we've got a David. Little marker here. I'm not 100% sure. There's a W. A couple letters. Just a couple little markers here with some lettering on it. We got this large gap here. Next stone is this big one. For Jacob Reinhardt. Double check Jacob's stone here for any further members of the family. Yep. On the back here we've got a, let me line up here, Barbara Reinhardt. We've got another one right here. Very overgrown and dilapidated. Can't really make out who that might be. But we've got a Charles Carr next stone. Followed by this stone. Russell E. Probably another Carr, because this is a Carr as well. Looks like I believe it's David Carr. Another stone here. It's got the finger pointing up. This one's way worn. Can't make that one out either. Followed by this stone here. These first stones here are real overgrown. Unfortunate that a lot of them are illegible. But with some cleaning, I'm sure you'd be able to see who they were. a little bit closer look. The last stone here in the first row we're doing is right here. Very old, very worn. Not 100% sure. Let me get up here where the lighting might change. Don't know. On to row 2. All right. First stone in row 2 belongs to a car. Mother and father. Pardon the dirt bike. S car. Very interesting. I only see one of the parents. Now beyond here we've got a large gap all the way up to the next stone right there. And here we are. I believe that's a Mary L. Another little gap to this next little stone here. It's all broken down. And this marker, which these two could be for stones in front of us, I'm not certain, but I'll get them anyways. This one's broken. It had something written on the bottom. And this, I don't know how this happens, but I've seen a lot of stones. Maybe it just broke in half and they put the top down, but that's got some trim work up top, but the rest of it's so worn. I don't know though. This next one here for Sarah, it's broken off at the top, but it's a beautiful stone. Check out this awesome willow tree work. We got 2 willow trees here and 2 willow trees here, and the large willow tree and urn in the middle. That's just fantastic. Beautiful. And this flowery design on either top. We've got the 2 markers here with initials and maybe more, but nothing much to see. And then this stone here, really overgrown right at the name, but I love the shape. And check this out. You can see the stars and an urn in the middle. It's gorgeous. Another little marker, followed by this stone. Pretty classic sandstone. And this next stone I love. This is my favorite of the whole cemetery. Check this out. Damaged, a hole broken through it somehow, but it belongs to a George Hunt. No, I thought it was going to be the Huntsman, but check that out. Isn't that just wild? Love it. But that's the last stone here in row 2. On to row 3. Now before I start row 3, I just want to point this out, and it's basically all I'm going to do for this much, just because there really isn't anything to see, but I'll show you. This whole fence line has the plants, and there are stones here and there, like here. There's a big large square one there, and they just run that whole fence line, but none of the there's no markings or anything, so I think it might just be a boundary line. But let's move on to row 3. First stone in row 3 is right here, belonging to a Caroline Parker. Let's check Caroline's sides and see if there's any other family members on here. It doesn't look like it. followed by another John C. You can really see that finger in my viewfinder, so that's awesome. We've got a service member, I believe, Robert Parker. Another stone very similar to the first one here for Elizabeth, our mother. Let's go to the back, see what we can find out. Oh, nope, just for Elizabeth herself. I love that style, that pillar style. It's really gorgeous. And this one's really cool, how it's been overgrown. But I like, if you can see, the carving is like a willow tree, but the moss has kind of grown into a willow tree-esque shape as well, which is really cool. Now there's a large gap all the way up until these next markers, which could be, you never know what they could be, but let's get a look at them. Okay, these first markers have a broke base, which I believe is for, this one I believe is a George, I believe, just the way it's broken or overgrown, with an Allen, and it's followed by another large gap. A lot of feathers here. Looks like a bird may have been eaten by an animal. And then the last three stones. First stone here has been repaired and broke again. Illegible. Can't really make anything out on it. I do see May or March. That's about it. Then followed by this stone here. Is really cool. Then we've got John. But I'm not certain. But John here, he's the last of this third row on to row 4. I believe what I'm starting row 4 with are markers for the first stones in row 3, but I always want to document them. Just this marker here, followed by this marker, and then we've got a large gap up to this next stone. Alright, we first got this plant, and then this stone is really cool. It's been redone. Pioneering Reinhardts, York, PA, 1830, Morrow County, 1836. Father and mother, Jacob and Eva Conrad, 1785, 1871. All their children. Wow. Looks like the 87th family reunion provided this new plaque. That is so cool. I wish more families were able to do that. Original stone here is very worn. The back here is for one of the parents. Alright, let's keep moving. Next stone here. I can't really make it out. I can see the lettering, but I can't make that out. Oh wow, another cool stone. I like these marble ones that wear down. They have, especially when the moss grows in it, with some cool highlights. It's really interesting. Next is a marker with a Z and an A. I'm not sure what the first letter was. Oh man, check this one out. I love this. I've only seen a willow tree like that one other place with the pointy branches down and the little curly cues off the end is just really something cool. I like that a lot. small little stone, but got a lot of cool character. And we've got this last, or second to last stone that's broken off. And I'm going to treat this little bit as the last stone in 3. Which is technically 4. This could be another boundary, I don't know, but there's some holes in these stones as if they were to hold something. Maybe an old sign, I don't know. But as you can see, just a long gap here, so there might be people here, I don't know. But I'm going to go on to the next row, right over here, and let's get going. I'm going to go ahead and reference this. There's a stone along with this this bush as well at the beginning of this row, but no markers, no nothing. We're going to go over here though to the next one in this row. I think this is row 5, if I'm counting correctly. Service member. Let's take a look. It says veteran 61 to 65. And judging from the dates on the front, I would say that that's Civil War. But this replacement stone is pretty bare but large. We're going to have to move over to the next side to see the writing on the front of this one. And maybe this was entered wrong, I don't know. But the front of this is for Mary Huntsman. Also a secondary namesake of this cemetery, Huntsman. I love these pinnacles, they're so cool. Looks like the top of this one may have been replaced, I don't know. We've got a large gap till we hit the remainder of the row. Alright, this next one here belongs to a Nancy Huntsman, wife of Josiah. Let me see if Josiah's anywhere on this stone as well. I don't believe so. No? Let's go around. Nope. Now this was cool when I did the walkthrough. Check this out. Look at the detail up there. It's so plain, but it's unique so far to the show. It's really interesting. Mary J., wife of Peter Wyrick. Then we have another huntsman, it looks like, but the top has fallen off, so I'm not sure the name. Delano Huntsman. Another one with that really cool little bare detail. Really interesting. And Nancy Huntsman. Another one. I've never seen an open palm like that facing up. It's interesting. With the floral around it, that's really cool. Next stone here belongs to a Jonathan Huntsman. That one is really cool. I love that one. Check that out. And the last stone here is also a Huntsman, but I believe I have to go to the other side. Let's go take a look. Okay, so it belongs to these 3 here on the ground. Let me move around to the other side to see if I can get a look of them. I'll go ahead and include this broken off one. But we've got these Huntsman stones. Catherine with a K. I'm not certain here. William, I believe. And I can't make this one out. But those are the huntsman stones for the large one. We're going to move on to the next row, starting right down there. For this next row, row 6, I'm just going to classify this bush as the beginning. Nothing around it, but could potentially be somebody. Now to the right, we have this huntsman stone, linden, huntsman, followed by another huntsman, wife of Frank, and this other large huntsman stone here, James W. Huntsman. That's a gigantic. We'll get these markers just in case. Starts with this little one. This one is very visible. I believe that's a KH on top. Another little broken down one. Followed by another very small, overgrown, mossy stone. Followed by this one, it's NA. And the last stone in this row is this really cool one here for Nancy. That is so cool. I love that stone. So that's it for this row. Now the 7th row is pretty bare. I would say it starts at that bush. Well, actually that far bush, that bush comes all the way this way to this bush, and then we've got the last 2 stones here. This first stone here is for William Reinhardt. The William stone, beside William, is this stone, another Reinhardt stone. I believe it's only just for one of the Reinhardt sons, but let me just verify. Cool pinnacle or pillar. That's it. Move on over to the next row. I'm going to go ahead and call this out as the first part of this next row, this bush. We're going to move over to our right and get this first little marker. Followed by the second little marker. Looks like it was potentially a child, judging from what you can see of the lamb silhouette. And this other little stone. Now we've got some larger stones here. Mary and Jacob Allgaier. Followed by a Henry F. Allgaier, service member, 1861 to 1865. And the last stone in this row is Samuel I think that's McFerrin, Samuel McFerrin. And I believe he might be the only one on this stone. Alright, so let's go off to the last row. I'm going to also make a note that there's a tree over here. And there's also, a stone all the way over there. We're not there yet, let's go. Off in the far left corner of the cemetery, we start off with this stone. First one that's erect that I can see, very worn. Looks like a Bowman. Henry Bowman. It's the wife of Henry Bowman. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate, but Henry Bowman's wife. Another boundary marker, I believe, which carries through up past my car And beyond this tree here are the last couple stones in the last row. Alright, for the last 3 stones, we start off with a Catherine I don't know how you say that. I think it's Thuma, but I'm not certain. Yep. Followed by Jeremiah. Thuma? And then we've got a marker here. As far as I can tell, doesn't have anything on it. Maybe something on the top at one point. And this marker beside it. And the very last stone, multiple, we have a Martha on this side, a John, and I believe that's it. Let me just double check the back. Alright, yeah. That was it for all the stones that are visible in this cemetery. I'm going to go over to that lone stone in the opposite corner and shoot my last pan. Okay, from the back side, left boundary corner. Here it is in all its glory. Straight down this line. And that was it, folks, for here at Old Center Cemetery in Richland County, Ohio. I hope you enjoyed this visit as much as I have, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.